What I come away with is like what I've experienced, and it's like that's worth it for me. You know, no money can pay for that all-nighter.
When we get old, some experiences I've had I'll never forget, you know what I mean? That's the good thing about it.
Males of a particular age group tend to form their own subcultures with their own identified norms and rules. They then gain credibility by obeying those subcultural norms and rules. Once the offender gets involved in the subculture, he is then put under enormous pressure by his peers to commit offences, or wants to impress his peers by committing lots of offences or dangerous offences. We've had 4 deaths on the underground system in 7 years. We don't want to see any more. There's a very, very small minority. These are the ones that do the mural work, and they normally do it for self-actualisation. They do it because they like to see their own work on the trains. The taggers, I think they're in it for the fun, but it's fun that can do them an enormous amount of damage.
I've been caught for criminal damage about 10 times. In total I've done about 1.5 years in prison for graffiti on 2 separate occasions. Graffiti's always on my brain. I'm always doing outlines. In prison, I just practice and practice and practice. I send letters to my friends with outlines on. In a way I feel stupid for going to prison for it, because who goes to prison for graffiti?
If you've got a recidivist offender that's perhaps committed £100,000 worth of damage and continues to commit this type of offence, then we look towards detention, not for rehabilitation, but literally to control that individual.
It's not stopping me. Prison doesn't stop me. I don't think anyone could stop me. My mum and dad can't stop me, so I don't see no one else is going to stop me.
Gary started doing graffiti when he was about 12 years old. It was a passion to him, that it wasn't a passing phase. It wasn't something that was going to just finish overnight. He was totally involved, 100% committed. He actually showed me this album, and he presented it to me, and he said to me, Mum, he said, is art a crime? And he showed me this album. I go, oh, you know. And then he proceeded to sort of take me through his album of artists and saying to me, I mean, what do you think of these? And I had to say, I said, well, I think they're brilliant. It did change him, but it was all a part of him growing up as well. I think he found something which made him in himself just feel really good and to be part of something.
Steen, Calm and Rays left, and they went off to paint a train, basically.
They were spotted by the track men who started shouting and yelling at them. They started to run, they started to panic, like, let's get out of here, we don't want to be caught. So they started to run up the embankment, which was safety out of the yard. But when they were halfway up the embankment, 2 officers were running down, chased them onto the lines. Gary took it upon himself to run right out into the middle of the lines, and that he slipped and fell.
All of us had fallen on the tracks. Most of us have had an electric shock at some time. And it wasn't until the next morning when his mum called me up and said that he had passed away that we knew, you know.
The day that Gary was buried was a very, it was a very strange day. It was just like a writers' convention. I mean, so many of the writers came from all over, and it was respect.
Sometimes when you're walking down a tunnel, or you're climbing up into a yard or down into a yard, and at any moment you could slip and die, or you could get electrocuted, or a works train could come, you're obviously conscious that you could die, but it's not something you're thinking about.
Graffiti for me gives me a very warm feeling. I like it, and I think the sad thing is that not many people actually do want to understand. They just see it as vandalism. At the end of the day, I lost my son through his art, and I miss him. I think about him every day. There's not a day that doesn't go by. And you just miss him.